Good afternoon, America. Today is Friday, August the 25th. It is 6:47 p.m. We're going to continue on with Psalms 119, 89 to 104. Verse 89 to 104. As I said, we will have to do this in little bits and pieces at a time. Okay, 89 to 91 is purple for the Trinity. 92 to 95 is red for discipleship, and 97 to 104 is also red for discipleship. Let's begin. 89. Forever, O Lord, thy word is settled in heaven. Forever, O Lord, thy word is settled in heaven. 90. Thy faithfulness is unto all generations. Thou hast established the earth, and it abideth. Thy faithfulness is unto all generations. Thou hast established the earth, and it abideth. 91. They continue this day according to thy ordinances, for all are thy servants. They continue this day according to thy ordinances, for all are thy servants. 92. Unless thy law has been my delight, I shall then have perished in my affliction. Yes. Unless thy law have been my delight, I should have then perished in my affliction. 93. I will never forget thy precept, for with them thou hast quickened me. 94. I am thine, save me, for I have sought thy precept. 94. I am thine, save me, for I have sought thy precept. 95. The wicked have waited for me to destroy me, but I will consider thy testimony. 95. The wicked have waited for me to destroy me, but I will consider thy testimony. 96. I have seen an end of all perfection, but thy commandment is exceedingly broad. I have seen an end of all perfection, but thy commandments is exceedingly broad. 97. Oh, how love I thy laws! Exclamation mark. It is my meditation all day. 97. Oh, how I love thy law! Exclamation mark. It is my meditation all the day. 98. Thou through thy commandments hast made me wiser than my enemies, for they are even with me. 98. Thou through thy commandments hast made me wiser than my enemies, for they are ever with me. 99. I have more understanding than my teachers, for thy testimonies are my meditation. Now, 100. I understand more than the ancients, because I keep thy precepts. 101. I have refrained my feet from every way, that I may keep thy word. 101. I have refrained my foot from every way, that I may keep thy word. 102. I have not departed from thy judgment, for thou hast taught me. Amen. I have not departed from thy judgment, for thou hast taught me. 101. How sweet are thy words unto my taste, yea, sweeter than honey to my mouth. How sweet are thy words unto my taste, yea, sweeter than honey to my mouth. Exclamation mark. How sweet are thy words unto my taste! Exclamation mark. Yea, sweeter than honey to my mouth! Exclamation mark. 104. Though thy precepts I get understanding, through thy precepts I get understanding, therefore I hate every false way. Through thy precepts I get understanding, therefore I hate every false way. I'm going to read this again from this book here. We're not going any further because we didn't finish chapter 14 of Numbers. 89. The Lord exists forever. Your word is firmly fixed in heaven. 90. Your faithfulness endures to all generations. You have established the earth, and it stands fast. 91. By your appointment they stand today, for all things are your servants. 92. If your law had not been my delight, I would have perished in my misery. 93. I will never forget your precepts, for by them you have given me life. I will never forget your precept, for by them you have given me life. 94. I am yours, save me, for I have sought your precepts. I am yours, save me, for I have sought your precepts. 95. The wicked lie in wait to destroy me, but I consider your decree. 96. I have seen a limit to all perfection, but your commandments is exceedingly broad. 97. Oh, how I love your laws! Exclamation mark. It is my meditation all day long. Oh, how I love your law! Exclamation mark. It is my meditation all day long. 98. Your commandments makes me wiser than my enemies, for it is always with me. 98. Your commandments makes me wiser than my enemies, for it is always with me. 99. I have more understanding than all my teachers, for your decrees are my meditation. 99. I have more understanding than all my teachers, for your decree are my meditation. 100. I understand more than the age, for I keep your precepts. 101. I hold back my feet from every evil way in order to keep your word. 101. I do not turn away from your ordinances, for you have taught me. 102. I do not turn away from your ordinances, for you have taught me. 101. How sweet are your words to my taste, sweeter than honey to my mouth! Exclamation mark. How sweet are your words to my taste, sweeter than honey to my mouth! Exclamation mark. Through your precept I get understanding, therefore I hate every false way. Okay, and with the next book we will start with 105. Let's try to finish Numbers 14. Ran out of time and it just blanked out on me the other day, so we must finish where we left off, and that was at verse 36 of Numbers 14. Verse 36, 37 are black for sin. 38 is blue for salvation. 39 on to 45 is also black for sin. And let's turn it to this page as well. Okay, now we can start. And the men which Moses sent to search the land, who returned and made all the congregation to murmur against him by bringing up a slander upon the land. Okay, so the men went up to spy, and they returned, and all the congregation has something negative to say. They were murmuring and complaining as they do. Even those men that did bring up the evil report upon the land died by the plague before the Lord. Even those men that did bring up the evil report upon the land died by the plague before the Lord. 38. But Joshua the son of Nun and Selop the son of Jephthah, which were of the men that went to search the land, lived still. Okay, so they were the two that were able to cross over to the promised land. Right? 39. And Moses told these sayings unto all the children of Israel, and the people moaned greatly. Let's see what Moses said. And they rose up early in the morning and got them up unto the top of the mountain, saying, Lo, we be here, and will go up unto the place which the Lord has promised. We have sinned, for we have sinned. And they rose up early in the morning and got them up into the top of the mountain, saying, Lo, we be here, and will go up unto the place which the Lord has promised, for we have sinned. 41. And Moses said, Wherefore now do ye transgress the commandments of the Lord? But it shall not prosper. Wherefore now do ye transgress the commandment of the Lord? For it shall not prosper. When you transgress the commandments of the Lord, prosperity will not be with you. Okay? 42. Go not up, for the Lord is not among you, that ye be not smitten before your enemies. Go not up, for the Lord is not among you, that ye may not be smitten before your enemies. 43. For the Amalekites and the Canaanites are there before you, and ye shall fall by the sword, because ye are turned away from the Lord, therefore the Lord will not be with you. So now the Lord is saying to the people that the Amalekites and the Canaanites will overtake them, because he is no longer with them. Okay? Because as long as he was with them, he was their strength and their power, their protection. Okay? And when they sinned against him, he backed away, allowing the Amalekites and the Canaanites to do their will, whatever that may be. Okay? 44, but they presumed to go up unto the hilltop. Nevertheless, the ark of the covenant of the Lord and Moses departed not out of the camp. So they went anyway. Even after being told by Moses that the Lord would not be with you, these stiff-necked individuals went up there anyhow, while Moses remained in the camp. Okay? And it was unlikely that Moses would not go with them. Moses always went when they were in battle. He was always there, and oftentimes he would have to lift that rod up. And as long as that rod was up in the hands of Moses, they were winning in victory. As soon as the rod came down, they started to lose. So Moses had help holding his arm up, because as long as his arm was up, the victory was ours. Okay? So this time, Moses did not go and remained in the camp. That's what it says here. For the Amalekites and the Canaanites are there before you, and ye shall fall by the sword. He told them exactly what would happen to them. You will be killed. That's what it means to fall by the sword. Okay, because ye turned away from the Lord. Therefore, the Lord will not be with you. All right, 44. But they presumed to go up unto the hilltop. Nevertheless, the ark of the covenant of the Lord and Moses departed not out of the camp. 45. Then the Amalekites came down, and the Canaanites which dwell in that hill, and smote them, and discomforted them even unto Hormon. Okay, they got exactly what they deserve. They got a serious beat down. Okay, so it pays to pay attention to those who give you warning. If the Lord is not with you, it is not worth going towards that battle. Okay? If the Lord is not with you, it is not worth going through those plans. Okay? Nothing can you accomplish without him. Nothing. All right? So, let's go through our emergency, because we didn't do it yesterday. I started on the 15th of August, so we have to do this until the 15th of September. So you have more than enough time to have gathered some of these things. I myself went out today and brought some of these things. Okay? Okay, be prepared for an emergency. Being prepared means being equipped with the proper supplies you may need in the event of an emergency or disaster. Keep your supplies in an easy-to-carry emergency preparedness kit that you can use at home or take with you in case you must evacuate. It's a good thing to get one of those pull suitcases with the rollers on it, and you can pull your supplies and put the handle down and put your supplies in your vehicle if you happen to have one. Okay, at a minimum, you should have the basic supply listed below. Water, 1 gallon per person per day, 3-day supplies for evacuation, 2-week supplies for home. Okay, if you don't want to get the 1 gallon, get the case that has 24 bottles. You're less likely to waste water that way. I'm not saying don't get the gallon. Get the gallon also, because you will need water not just for food, but you will need water for other things. So get both the gallon water and try to get stack up a couple of 24 cases to have them stack them up your wall, 6 by 6 by 6. Okay, you'll have plenty of water. For food, non-perishable, easy-to-prepare items, 3-day supply for evacuation, and 2-week supply for home. Because you don't know what may go wrong, you may not have any power, FEMA will not be able to get to you right away, so you have to be able to fend for yourself. and care for those that are under you. Okay? Flashlight. Available at the Red Cross store, but also available at any department store. You can pick up flashlight. Don't just get any flashlight. Get a good quality flashlight. It's also good to get other types of lights, such as the light that you put on your head. It wraps around your head and you have a light on your head. You don't have to hold it. That's also a very convenient thing to have, free in your hands to do other things with. And these lights are very bright also. They will be able to illuminate the area that you're in, and you'll be able to see your way. Also get a handheld flashlight. Try to have more than one of these items if you can afford it. Batteries powered or hand cranked radio is called a NOAA. It's a weather radio. If possible, you may get that at the Red Cross store. Extra batteries, not those cheap batteries, but get good quality batteries, because on such a disastrous time, you need all of your items to work. So there's no use in you trying to save a couple pennies by getting no Family Dollar batteries. Get some good quality batteries, and now not the 4-pack, but the ones that come in a long row. Get them in all sizes. First aid kit, that is something that you really should take your time about. Don't try to get the little small first aid kit. Try to get the biggest first aid kit that you can afford. It has more stuff in it. Okay. Medication, 7-day supplies, and medical items. Multi-purpose tools. They sell them all over the place. Sanitation and personal hygiene items. Copies of personal documents, medical lists, and pertinent medical information. Proof of address, deed, lease to your home. Passport, birth certificate, insurance policies, cell phone with the charger. It's no good to having a cell phone if you forget your charger. Okay, family and emergency contact information. That is very important, especially when emergency people get to you. It's good for you to have that information so that you can. It's easier to bring families together in such a situation. Extra cash. Learn how to keep some cash stashed away at home for such a moment as this. Put $50 away and just add it to that stash and keep it there. Do not use it for any other purpose than for the purpose it is meant for. Because upon such a day, you may not be able to use your ATM machine because no power again. But you will still need to buy and purchase items, so you need cash on hand. Emergency blanket, available at the Red Cross store. You can get blankets anywhere. Walmarts. Just make sure you have enough blankets to cover you and your family. Maps. This is something you should already have in your car. Consider the needs of all your family members, and as applies to your kids, suggested items to help meet additional needs are medical supplies, hearing aids for those of you who may be tending to your elders. Make sure you have their hearing aid. Make sure you have extra battery for their hearing aids, their glasses, if you are wearing contact lenses, grab your contact lenses. Syringes for those of you who are diabetic and you give yourself injections. It's also good for those of you who use catheters to have sufficient amounts of catheters for you to last you 2 weeks. Okay. For those of you who have the portable dialysis machine, it's very good for you to make sure that you stack up on everything that you need to make that machine work for you. Okay. Baby supplies for those of you who have the younger ones. Bottles, formulas, baby food, diapers. These are things that you should be stacking up, ready to roll at any given time. Games and activities for your children to keep them preoccupied while the adults absorb that which is happening in the world. Okay, it's good to keep the kids busy. It helps to keep them calm. Pet supplies for you that have beasts. Your beasts need collars, they need leash, they need ID, they need food, they need their own bowl, and they need a carrier for those of you who don't think your beast can walk, although it has more legs than you. Have a carrier available. Two-way radio, very important. Extra set of car keys and house keys. Manual can opener, more than one if you can afford it. Additional supplies to keep at home or in your survival kit. Based on the type of emergency, you will need a whistle. You will need an N95 or surgical mask. You will need matches. Buy the big boxes. They sell them at Family Dollars. They are very good matches. I brought 4 packs myself today. They have 250 matches, large matches inside, and every match strikes. Do not spend your money on those little small boxes because they don't work very well. Okay, rain gear, towels, work gloves, tool supplies for securing your home if you have time to do so. Extra clothing, hats and sturdy shoes, plastic sheeting, duct tape. I brought some of that today also. Scissors, another thing I brought today. Household liquid bleach, don't matter what kind. It could be the cheapest bleach as long as it's bleach. Buy more than one. Entertainment items, blankets and sleeping bags. Please do not buy your blanket or your sleeping bag used or from the Goodwill and all these other places. Get you brand new blankets and brand new sleeping bags so that when you open them up, you don't have to be afraid that bugs are all in it and you can't use it and you'll be cold that night. So it's best to just buy these particular items brand new. Okay, now your first aid kit we're going to talk about now. You need 2 absorbent compressed dressing, 5 by 9 inches, 25 adhesive bandages, assorted sizes, 1 adhesive cloth tape 10 yards by 1 inch, 5 antibiotic ointment packages, approximately 1 gram. Try to get the good antibiotics. 5 antiseptic wipe packages, more if you can afford it. 2 packs of aspirin, 81 milligrams each. 1 blanket, space blanket available at the Red Cross store. 1 breathing barrier with a one-way valve. I haven't purchased mine yet, but when I do, I will show it to you. 1 instant cold compress, 2 pairs of non-latex glove size large. Now, everybody knows you're going to need more than 2 pairs. Okay, this is just the minimum that you should have in your kit. That's the minimum. All right. 2 hydrocortisone ointment packages, approximately 1 gram. These are all just the minimum, America. You can have 4, 6, 10 of them. This is just the minimum. Scissors. This is a separate pair of scissors just for your first aid kit. Do not even open it. Just purchase it. 1 roll of bandages 3 inches wide. Another roll of bandages 4 inches wide. 5 sterile gold pads 3 by 4 inches. ARCS available at the Red Cross store. 5 sterile golds. Also 4 by 4 inches. Get both sizes. More. This is the minimum. It says 5 here, but you can get as much as you can afford. All right. Oral thermometers, very important part about your thermometer. It should not be glass and it should have no mercury in it. It says here non-mercury, non-glass. You have no use for such a thing. If you drop it, you're out of luck. Your child is sick, you can't take a temperature, and nobody else has sense enough to get a thermometer. Okay, so when you have children, please make sure you get the right type of thermometer, something that is non-glass and something that has no mercury in it. 2 triangle bandages, more. This is just a minimum. Tweezers. Okay, first aid instruction kit booklet. All right. And another thing I put on top before the water, Before the 1 gallon per person per day, 3-day supply. Before that, I put your Bible. Grab your Bible. And keep your gas tank at least half full. Gas is just about to go up now because of the tornado going on in Texas. So it's a good time to get some gas in your car. And there's one more item that I'm not going to say for, I think that for those of you who are wise, you already know what that one item is. Upon a day of mass confusion in the world, a disaster, you're going to have people who are going to try to take that which you have. They may try to take your vehicle. They may try to take your supplies. So you need something to protect yourself with. Okay, because when there's a disaster, you have a lot of people who are doing that which they should not be doing. I remember the flood in Oklahoma. There was water. There were houses underneath the water. There were people buried underneath the debris, and there were also people running around stealing electronics. Okay. So you will have people trying to steal things from you, including your vehicle. They had a show several years ago, a mock show about what would happen if such a disaster hit this country, and how people would have to regroup into small communities, and how some people had to run and hide, and how some people tried to take someone's car and repossess it. Some people lost their cars, others didn't, some fought. So you must prepare for the unexpected as much as you can. Whatever the Lord puts on your spirit, you add it to your emergency preparedness kit. All right, that'll be all for today. Thank you for listening to us. I apologize for yesterday's taping, but I hope you got something out of it. And let me finish reading from here, because I didn't read it from here for you. This is 36 to 45. Let's read it. Let's take it home here. And then the men which Moses sent to spy out, who returned and made all the congregation complaints against him by bringing a bad report about the land. 37. The men who brought an unfavorable report about the land died by plague before the Lord. 38. But Joshua son of Nun and Salem son of Jephaniah alone remained alive of those men who went to spy out the land. 39. When Moses told these words to all the Israelites, the people mourned greatly. 40. They rose early in the morning and went up to the height of the hill country, saying, Here we are. We will go up to the place that the Lord has promised, for we have sinned. 14. But Moses said, Why do you continue to transgress the commands of the Lord? Because they were doing it continuously. Even the Lord God himself counted 10 times he had to forgive them. So they were continuously regressing back to their former self by complaining. Okay, so Moses is saying, why do you continue to do this, to transgress the commandments of the Lord? That will not succeed. 42, do not go up. Do not go up. That's a warning. For the Lord is not with you. Do not let yourselves be struck down before your enemies. Okay, but look what happens. 43. For the Amalekites and the Canaanites will confront you there, and you shall fall by the sword, because you have turned back. You have turned back from following the Lord. The Lord will not be with you, he said. 44. But they presumed to go up to the heights of the hill country, even though the ark of the covenant of the Lord and Moses did not left the camp. 45. Then the Amalekites and the Canaanites who lived in that hill country came down and defeated them, pursuing them as far as Hormah. Okay, so it does pay attention. It does pay to pay attention to that which is told to you. Okay? Don't pay attention to those who babble, because they have no message other than their own meaningless words. It pays to pay attention to those who actually read the holy words of God to you verbatim. Until the next time, please have a wonderfully safe weekend. And don't forget, tomorrow is the Sabbath. It is a hollow day. So if you don't have to do any work, don't. Rest and enjoy your family. Until the next time, have a wonderful night.